After Mass, Rosie asked her mum to tell her about the 14 pictures on the wall around the church. She told them they were called the Stations of the Cross, and they showed what happened to Jesus just before he was crucified. One of the stations showed a man who was called Simon from Cyrene, who was forced to help Jesus carry his cross. The other picture showed a woman called Veronica wiping the face of Jesus. The children felt very sad looking at the pictures. They realized just how much Jesus had suffered for everyone. There were 14 pictures around the church, and above each one was a number. The numbers were written in Roman numerals, each one showing the suffering of Christ. When Rosie told her cousin about the beautiful things she had seen, her mummy read the story of Noah from Genesis in the Bible. The RE topic at school this term was special places and special people. The children had found out about the special place, the church. Now they were to find out about special people. Luke, Mark, Matthew, and John were special people. They were friends of Jesus and they wrote the Gospels. The word gospel means good news. The priest stands behind the lectern to read the Gospel every Sunday during Mass. Mum told Rosie that they were stories from the life of Jesus. Sometimes Jesus spoke to his friend in stories to help them understand what he was saying. On the front of the lectern, the pictures show the symbols for the evangelists: a winged man for Matthew, a lion for Mark, a winged ox for Luke, and an eagle for John. On Monday morning, the children performed their assembly about special people in front of the whole school. Each of them stood on the stage with a statue or picture of different saints. Saints are special people who live good lives and follow God's teaching. They chose the following saints: Saint Clare, St. Thomas, St. Benedict, St. Anne, and Saint Elizabeth. David chose Saint Elizabeth of Hungary because his mummy's name was Elizabeth. David's mum was so proud to see David remember his words. He said, "Saint Elizabeth was born hundreds of years ago and was the daughter of a king. After her husband died, she gave money to the poor. She spent the rest of her life caring for sick people." It was Rosie's turn next. She chose Mary, the Mother of God, as her special person. Rosie said, Mary was a very special person because she was an important person in Jesus' life. She loved Jesus, her son, and was very sad when he died. We call Mary, the Mother of God, Our Lady. Rosie told everyone that in their church there was a special part called the Lady Chapel, a little altar devoted to Our Lady. It is somewhere special where people can come to pray to Mary, the Mother of God. People light candles in front of the altar as a sign of their prayers. When the children went to church the following Sunday, Mum asked the priest if they could look around the sacristy. The sacristy is the room at the side of the altar. This is where the priest prepares for Mass. In the big cupboards, there were many different vestments, a different colour for different feast days. The priest showed them the chasubles, each one a different colour. Red, green, purple, and white. Today the priest was wearing a green chasuble. It had a beautiful fish embroidered on the front. The priest told them it was the sign the early Christians used for Christ. The first letters of the Greek phrase Jesus Christ, Son of God, Saviour, form the Greek word ichthus, which means fish. The other two servers were looking at the large book called the Missal. The Missal is the book that contains all the words the priest says at Mass. It is a thick, heavy book with many coloured ribbons and bookmarks. They look through the Missal, trying to find the Mass for their patron saints and what colour the chasuble would be. The priest prepared for Mass and asked the servers to put on the altar the candle, the cross, wine, and host for communion, and the Missal. The servers brought the bread and wine and gave it to the priest to be blessed and changed into the body and blood of Christ.